Hey, welcome back. It's Peter from Direct Support and Arms Akimbo. Thank you so much for tuning in to the last episode. Did you enjoy it? We did. Have you been enjoying UCLA, etc.? We're so happy we put it out. We're going to talk about Season 2 this week. And did you see the news? We're going on tour again. That's right, Spill Canvas. We will be supporting on the West Coast this time. So, Texas, Arizona, California, Washington, Oregon, and Colorado, we're coming for you. Get your tickets on our website or on Spill Canvas's website. You can also find it on Spotify, where you could be listening to this podcast. If you're doing that, make sure you subscribe. If you're listening on Apple, give us a 5-star rating and review. We love to see it. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe there. Give it a like. And lastly, comment your favorite song from this season. I want to know. My comment is Harder to Stay. I really love that song. I'm proud of it. I want to know what yours is. Let's get into it. Matt and Colin from Arms Akimbo are our guests once again. Season 2, breaking it down.
Okay, I'm going to take this section to just talk about Nico for a sec. Because I did this with Nico on a Tuesday or something. Like, Matt was in the room next door, like, taking Zoom meetings and be like, yo, can you be quiet? Also, I wish I was in this room.
Exactly.
We had already started on the other songs in this section. But Nico and I went to high school together. He was in a band called Paper Days. The band changed their name to Lightning Cola. He's also in a band called Super Mars, which is him and his brother producing songs together. And he produces for a lot of people. Sometimes goes by the name Bubble Wrap.
Isn't he in the 1080 Avalanche or something like
Also
that?
in 1080 Avalanche.
Yeah.
Nico has a lot of projects.
Does
Nico makes a lot of amazing pop and rock music and experimental weird stuff too. Nico and I have been friends since high school, and he was really, really generous to work with us on this project. We always kind of wanted a reason to work together, and then when we were heading into making pop records for the first time, it felt like a natural thing. I think the greatest thing that he has done for us is, Colin, I so wish you could have been in town for this, but like when we first started doing sessions with him, there would have been stuff where one of us would have been like, that's too weird. Like, don't do that. And Nico and his brother Xander kind of like were yes men about a lot of weird things we probably wouldn't have done on our own.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really, really a good working experience. And so massive thank you to them for like forcing me to, I don't know, like not shoot stuff down from myself to the point where I felt comfortable to say things that sounded stupid and not shoot you down about things that, you know, stay in your lane shit that we can do sometimes.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. It was very positive. I think it showed us that you can like collaborate and have it be 100% positive like all the time.
Crazy.
Not that like working with everybody else on the record that we've talked about, like it was 100% positive with them as well. But like we did 4 or 5 songs with Nico, and it was just like really good vibes the entire time. Like we're like, oh, this is
5 because of the theme song.
Yeah, this is like how it should be. It was great, and it was fast workflow, like couple songs a day. Yeah, basically.
Amazing people to work with. Really.
Oh yeah, they were cool.
All right, here's the first of those songs.
My paradise, you don't have to close your eyes. You just want that peace of mind. It's on your side.
give you the guitar solo.
Yeah.
If you want. Nice.
She said, keep me inside so they won't find out. Keep me on your mind so there's never any doubt. You're watching my mouth while I tell you I know better. She
Great. I don't know where to start with that one. That one's old too. That was the first song written for this album in terms of like us being like, let's write new songs for a new album.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't mean it's the oldest, but it means it was the first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
Structurally,
was like the
it was
first
done
thing
first.
after the Arms Akimbo EP.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking about that band, The Regrets, a lot, and how they kind of wrote a doo-wop-y song.
You know that like
one?
Naive Thieves when we were really into that?
I
Like-
not for me with the writing. I think that was your interpretation of what I was doing, which is cool.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, that was like, oh, we used to listen to this band Naive
Yeah.
Thieves when we all lived together, and yeah, that was where my
Yeah.
brain went production-wise, was let's try and do
It's-
something like that.
It's funny because I feel like really early on when we were a band, we wrote a lot of those summertime doo-wop, kind of almost surf rock a little bit at times. And
You and I did a lot when we lived at Dre, too.
Yeah, we moved away from those songs for a while, and it was like this one somehow
Creeped up.
snuck its way back in.
Yeah.
But in a way that fit and in a way that we can play. And
Yeah, in some ways I feel like it fits. Oh, fuck. I keep doing that because I have to switch back and forth between it. So you guys might have to remind me that I keep moving your
Oh,
mics
yeah.
on
All
the
good.
speaker
All good.
with the speakers facing the mics. I think it had a lot of influence. In some ways, I feel like it's a song that fits the album the least, which is weird because it's where it started from.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
because we did this song pre-concept.
yes, that's
and then
right.
we slot because we were back and forth a lot. Like, is this a rock? Is this
a rock song?
Rock? Is this in?
Oh, shut off. 1 sec.
All good.
I don't think I have anything else on that. I do think this song kind of just like didn't find its way, but I like the song. I think that's why you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like cohesively, it didn't really necessarily fit the rock or the pop or whatever.
those harmonies in the bridge are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
They're great.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a lot of
with the
the stacking.
yeah, and just the.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
So a lot of that was like
Good.
literally like I would do one and Nico would go double it. They would do another one. Do another one. I'm out of them. He goes, do another one. Anyway, even if it's a double. And I mean, there's probably 30.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Then do you know what the influence on that guitar solo was?
No.
Blake Mills.
Lovely.
What if I'm worthy
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
power? Yeah. Yeah, Blake Mills and St. Vincent were the guitar references. Oh, and then this song is, okay, lyrically, it's a story about wanting to go on the road, and then, no, this is weirdly close to home, so here's a mark. But like, I had this joke when Emily was in grad school that she was in med school, and she's like, I'm not, like, I'm not gonna be a doctor. I would just say that she was gonna be a doctor. And it was like I wrote it about like when we would go on tour a bunch and she was at home doing her school thing. And then when she heard it, she's like, "What is that about?" And she had no recollection that I ever had that joke. Like it didn't do. She like didn't retain it. It was like I made it a bigger deal. Probably the 1 week while I was writing the song. So it's like if it's funny how a song can be like a snapshot of a second, and not like a last. You know, it doesn't have to be like some
Sure.
big all-encompassing thing. It was like a moment. She's like, "Oh yeah, I don't remember that."
Yeah.
You know? It's like some passing bit. I mean, we've been together so long. We have so many passing bits, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do think that, and then the only reason we chose to have it be a pop song is because it felt like, oh, this is what a pop song, like a 50s pop song would be.
Yeah. It's just when we like because we had all the songs when we were trying to arrange them, we were like, well, the back like season 3 has to be these. Like these have to be.
And it's getting bloated.
yeah, and we can't push that into the back. It just like structurally didn't make sense.
Yeah,
it's like just like the only place for it to fit if it was going to be on the record.
Right.
Yeah.
Tempted just to fuck off, knowing it's a rash decision. Best to blow the dust off, knowing someone made the first incision. I love you, is it creepy? I hate the way I treat you lately. I'm thinking that you need me, sick of knowing that you doubt me greatly. But I have been hiding from you.
Poppiest song we've ever done for sure.
Yeah, that's like that's our closest submission to like a what currently is like pop, like with hyper pop influences on like pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh brother, that song is really fun, which distracts from how heavy it is lyrically.
Yep. A common theme for Arms Akimbo.
Yeah, that is kind of classic for us, but it's like that one is. When I dig into it, it's tough.
Yeah.
Because I wrote that song just not being able to work out a friendship. And it was like super tough and like really about, the verses are like really insular about me, like not feeling like myself and like normally being a social person, like completely retreating from everybody and running away. So that's why like I'm so happy the video is me running from you guys.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's like really, and it's like the song's like a good BPM to rum to.
Totally,
you know what I mean? Like,
very.
Yeah.
That's why I run when we perform it on stage.
It's a fun one live.
It is. It was really, really fun live. I really wanted to do that Japanese house thing where there's like poppy drums and then acoustic guitar.
It gives me kind of like I was thinking about like the Woodstock Portugal the Man record, like indie band very intentionally trying to do a pop song. Like I kind of get that. Like I feel it still almost. Even though it doesn't sound like that song, but like same intention and vibe, I think.
How do you I don't know, do you want to talk about when we first started, like you and I working on that? This is like
right after Chris left. This was like one of the first ones that we started working on,
No,
right?
Remember we had that meeting? We were like, it was like in like November. I was like coming to your room.
Oh, yeah.
This is like the first thing that we tried to do together where I was like, hey, I have a thing. I haven't had a chance to show. We haven't had like a band practice. So I haven't shown it to anybody. And then we just cracked open a session.
Yeah. That was because it started with this like weird linear drum beat that you and I made in Ableton. This like, it took what would have been like a lo-fi beat and we like doubled the tempo.
Sure.
And I remember you and I, when we went so we demoed the whole record, and the record was basically that, but without the bridge, the down bridge. It was
which
just
is
like,
another thing that was like Nico pushing.
Yeah, that was Nico.
Stacking a bunch of harmonies again.
But yeah, we had like, it was just acoustic guitar, drum loop, simple bass. Like that was it. And then I remember you were like, oh, it's so cool. It has to just be an 808 drum set. Yeah. We shouldn't have real drums on it. And I just remember that was like the one of the biggest things about that song to me. I was like, let's just try it when we go in there.
Yeah, because we ended up, I mean, I really wanted to, Bay Faction was another big.
Yeah.
That Florida Guilt record was big for the song. Record. But also, yeah, I'm glad Derek was down to like, he was like, let's track drums for everything. Like if you don't want to use them, just don't use them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, you were, I mean, I'm going to concede completely. Like you were just right. Like the mix of 808s and real drums was nice. Yeah, I don't think you always need both, but it brings life to it. And also like the fact that you played them both. Like some people program the drums and they give it to their drummer and then like, okay, match this. You know?
Yeah, totally.
But it's like you program the drums, so you're playing what you wrote. So you're just syncing up with yourself. It's great.
It's a weird beat too. I remember being like, okay, I wrote it, but I've never tried to play it on a drum set. And I was like, holy shit, this is hard.
And the biggest thing for you live was like not crashing because it was so tight.
Totally, yeah. It's like a weird pocket. And it was tough for me to play live. That's like one of the hardest songs to play live, oddly enough.
No, yeah, I remember. Yeah, in practice, that was kind of tough to get together.
Yeah, but it worked out. And that was one of the songs, too, where it's like we wrote it on the computer. We fully wrote it on a computer and tried to figure out how to make it work full band.
There's a missing verse. There's a secret verse that's not on it anymore because we had to cut it to make room for the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, we cut that verse in half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, my experience with it is the music video because I wasn't really involved in the actual creation of the song. So I just remember how fun that music video
Dude, that was so fun. I had a hernia. I was in the middle of physical therapy, about to get spine surgery. And Will was like, "Can I get you to sprint down Sunset Boulevard?" I was like, "You get 2. I will do it twice." And if you watch the video back, you'll see that I'm like limping.
Yeah, you're so
when I'm running. I'm limping.
There's another one too, not this one, where your movement is really
it's fucked up.
Really fucked up.
Yeah, thank God I'm better.
I forget which one. I can't remember.
It was so bad.
Let's save the video stuff.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kinda thinking about you, babe, but you don't need to know about that. And about that, I did something to my hair again. And about that, treat my body with some care again. And about that, trying to find what makes me scared again. And about that, looking for another heroine. I guess I'm kinda thinking about you, babe. I guess I'm kinda thinking about you, babe.
Cool.
Pretty cyclical, this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Producers, Nico and Starbuck. Dream team. Everybody together.
And me.
And you. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this one, I feel like I was the most involved on the production out of everything that I was involved on this record.
Yeah, you took it home with you a lot. There was just like, there was this one went through passes like a major label song goes through passes.
Totally.
You know?
Totally. This one, I remember I fought really, really hard. This is probably my favorite like song on the record. Like when
you want to speak to hearing it then?
Yeah. I remember we were looking through everything for the record, and I think it was before we even decided.
No, I meant like when I in practice.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just remember being like, we have to do this song, and then it was a fight.
Yeah,
it was.
It was like, okay, never mind. So what I remember is that like we had a practice. We were probably working on med school and like some of those other ones that didn't make it.
Yeah.
And
this is 2019 probably, or early 2020.
It would be early 2020 because it was like, it was early 2020, and I said like, hey, I just wrote this breakup song, and we were like packing up.
Yeah.
And then I played it. Like, we probably had like 10 minutes left. We were like, all right, let's call it. And I was like, do you guys want to hear a thing real quick? And I just started playing it. And you started playing along. And then we all tried to launch into like playing it together in the room. And it didn't quite work. But you were freaking out about it.
Yeah, I was like, this is like the best song that you've ever written. We should do it. And I know I feel like I had to do a lot of convincing because of how sensitive of a song it was, because I remember you at one point were like, I don't even know if I want to put this out, and I was like, it's so good, I know it's going to be uncomfortable to put it out, but I think it's so good that
I don't really think I was tripping about like, I don't remember that. Maybe that's true, maybe I was saying that, but I think I was more like
like hard no, but like I remember you being apprehensive to like
Maybe
record it and
I
put
just
it
think
out.
my biggest issue was how it was sounding at that time, like because it wasn't working then.
I just heard it in my head.
Once again, because it was like the downside of doing it, a song that should have started on the computer.
Totally.
You know, so I wasn't liking that. So I probably was maybe honestly, maybe like just lying about my reason for that, because I don't remember ever feeling that way.
Yeah.
I remember really liking it and thinking it was really vulnerable, but being like, I don't like how dancey it was or something. It felt cheesy.
It was weird in the room with everybody.
Like we never really got a pocket for it in the room, right?
No, we needed in the box work in order for me personally to be able to hear where it was going.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what space it would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember being like, because you were like, I like it, but I don't know. And I was going up to Tacoma to visit Ella's
That's what
parents,
I remember, yeah.
And I was like, we were doing scratches for the record, and I was like, we were gonna call it. I was like, can you just do this song real quick,
so I can play with it?
Real quick.
Yeah.
Give me acoustic guitar and vocals. Give me a double of the acoustic guitar, a double, and like 3 vocals, and I'm gonna take it because I wasn't working at the time. Yeah, so it was probably early 2020.
Yeah.
And I was like, late 2020. So yeah, a year after we like really started working on it. And then, or decided we were going to do it. And then I just remember I was sitting at her parents' dining room table. I had Apple AirPods in, and I programmed most of that just sitting there, like finding the right drum samples, finding the right like bleeps and bloops and piano stuff. Again, probably took it 60-70% of the way there, recorded the live drums. And then we took it to Starbuck, and he redid the piano intro, all the sound design in the front.
The intro sound design stuff. It was really meticulous. I remember that session being a lot of me sitting in the back, just like you guys were tinkering, and then it was just like, look at me for approval. I was like, yep. Or like, too much. You know?
Or like redo a vocal, or like...
No, because I did the vocal. I did all the vocals with Nico.
Oh, I thought that you did some vocals.
No. He produced... maybe they all got redone at Nico's.
Oh,
because Starbuck bounced me an instrumental.
Got it.
We did it on the Mojave because my voice was sounding really. Oh, that was okay. That's the other thing too. This album, all the folk songs are tracked. Actually, those don't have consistency, but all of the pop songs are tracked on a Mojave mic, and all of the rock songs are tracked on a 7B.
Yep.
And there's like a breakup of who mixes the songs, and part of that is intentional so that it can be like the folk section, honestly, we were still kind of getting our shit together, and then for the pop section and the rock section to have their own character, we thought like if somebody has their own mixing and production thumbprint on it, it will delineate these sections better. So I did them on the Mojave at Nico's.
Yeah.
But yeah, you and Starbuck were just really meticulously figuring out some of the sound design of it.
Yeah, and it was pretty quick because the bass that we had on it, the bass layer of production that we had on it was really pretty much there. Like the same, like because it's so simple. It's like 2 chords.
Yeah,
and it goes. It kind of is 3 because you go that A minor 1 time, but all we did really with Starbuck was the piano and then arranging some stuff and like mixing some of the synths.
And it was tough because you got your car broken into,
yeah,
so we lost a bunch of sections.
I was gonna say this because when we were listening back, the hi-hats are a little too loud, and we
couldn't do anything.
Yeah, so yeah,
that was tough.
That sucked.
Yeah, because you tried again and it just did not feel right.
Yeah,
it was just like the timing was all off. It just had to be what it was at that one point. Damn,
which was okay. Shit.
Maybe it's overheating. Or is yours still rolling?
It should be.
Can you check? So
yeah.
Just keep going there for a bit.
Yeah. Smells like cigarettes. Thought you were gonna quit. You say you got no regrets. Then you go and joke about it. I piss my day away. It bugged you more. Say you're proud of me when I say I'm insecure. But every single day
If I'm one thing, it's punctual. I'm never late to work, ever. And I wrote this song on my way out the door, and I was late to work. This is the only song that made me late to work.
Yeah.
And it was like the first line, immediately in the song, it feels like you're entering a story, and I really wanted to see that through.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to finish telling the story. But I really, really love this song. I think it's like some of my proudest songwriting work, where it's like it works as an acoustic song, it works as a fully produced song. Like I really like the production. I really like how lifty it is. But I love the story and the melodies. I think it's maybe the best melodies, honestly. It's really great.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt important for me, and I also love how much fun it is to play live. It's like really fun live.
That's like one of the best new ones.
Probably the top 2 live songs.
Yeah,
I think that and Morrison are the most fun to play live.
Yeah, it's just so different too. Well, there we go. Still sounded good.
I just want to make sure it's pointed that way because it's.
Yeah.
That's all.
What was that?
Dude, there's so many fucking sounds at this apartment.
Yeah.
It's so brutal.
Hollywood.
That wasn't you. That was the response.
No.
Sorry.
All good. All good.
Old school Hollywood, baby.
Good thing that you record
everything I do in
videos
here.
and audio
I know.
in this place.
I know. Super happy about it.
This was the other song on this record where, similar to how I was saying with Good Time Honey, where the first time I hear it, I'm like, okay, I get it.
You also sped it up.
Yeah, which it needed.
That was all
I'm
you.
I'm really glad that we sped it up.
I think and changed the key.
Did we? We may have raised it a little
I think
bit.
you raised it a
We
step and a
did.
half. You raised this and holding on from E to G for sure.
That's right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's why it has a capo because I didn't want to change how I played
Yeah.
the chords.
Yep.
But yeah, it was like I heard it, and then I felt like once we sped it up, everyone was like, "Oh, totally."
Yeah, that is classic. You is like when you get a song, knowing exactly like the 1 or 2 things it needs to take it like from 85% to 100%. Like that is exactly what you do. You know,
Doesn't happen often,
well, when you do it,
but
literally
it does happen occasionally.
No, totally. I'm not kidding. I very sincerely mean that. Like that is why I love. You guys have different skills that I love working with, and you guys do different things to improve the music. And sometimes it's the same thing on different tracks, but very often it's like, I don't know, like maybe like architecture and perspective.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I always think of like my filter as like additive, and most of the time Colin's filter is subtractive.
Yeah, or I mean, just
And
like
that's-
the tempo. I mean, tempo is like a very basic thing for you to just be like, well, this will change it immediately. And then like saying a reference, like that's another funny cheat code that any of us can do is go like, what if we sounded like the Beths? And then we're like, we like the Beths.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it just like that's how you get something approved. Hey,
That could be a Beth
you know who
song.
does harmonies? Local natives. Oh, we
Yeah.
like them.
Yeah.
Harmonies it is. Thank you for
5
saying that. You know what I mean?
And then I'm like, this could use 5 floor toms, like local natives.
Oh, we like them.
Yeah, we like them.
Okay, cool.
They're cool.
And the bridge is the bridge sounds to me like Fleetwood Mac. I don't know why.
Interesting.
I could
I
hear
actually
that
do know why.
melody.
Let it go so far. I think it's that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe that's too abstract for me to just be like, this moment sounds like that band, so it makes me think of them.
Yeah.
That one vocal line, you're like, Stevie could sing that.
Yeah, she would do that. She would do that great. Okay. I think you should tell the story about when Xander told you to cut the drums on the first chorus.
Oh, did I not? I don't even
Yeah,
remember.
okay, I'll
Did
tell
I
the
not
story.
Want...
Yeah. We were at Nico's. and
No,
his
I remember
his
it,
brother
that he
Xander was there.
wanted to do
But
it.
you guys didn't really know each other yet.
Yeah, I had no idea.
You didn't know who he was.
Oh,
This kid's
okay,
hanging
wait,
out in this
sorry.
room, and we were trying to figure out the dynamics, and Xander goes like, "What if you drop the drums out?" And Matt looked like you kicked his dog.
Well, I just remember because I didn't know him, and it needed that. It's perfect. I just remember.
I'm getting there. I'm just talking about your
Yeah.
first reaction. Your eyes like bugged, and you were like, "What?"
I just remember. Well, no, and It wasn't about. It
they,
wasn't.
They didn't know. They didn't know either. But I know because I know you.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't about the note. He could have said. Put 5 more drums on it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have fucking mattered what he said. I was like, who the fuck is he?
Yeah. And
who the fuck is this?
But
kid?
we played shows with him. Like you.
But
didn't.
he had like long blonde hair.
To be
and
fair,
braces.
that was what 2015, right?
But yeah, I remember being like, in my head I was like, yeah, let's try it. I always want to challenge every idea and make it cool.
Yeah.
But I was just like,
Who
are you?
I don't think you said that. I remember you being pretty offended, and I was like, give it a shot. Let's try it. And then, like, the mood, you specifically, the mood, once we heard it and heard how cool it sounded when everything dropped out, you were like, yo! And, like, I dapped him up, and it was so funny. And but that changed the court, because from then on, you trusted. From then on, you're like, let's try anything.
Yeah, because I didn't know who he was, and I'm like, this guy's just throwing around ideas that like why would we try these? I have no idea who.
Yeah, we were in
his
his house,
is. And then but I didn't even know that because like some of Nico's friends came over sometimes. Like,
Will came over once.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know who this dude is. I don't know. I didn't know he was a musician.
It was just a really funny moment because I know you, so I saw that, and then it was the right call. And then the other thing I loved was that was the first time we ever chopped up vocals to make a pad, like to make, and that was really really special.
That was cool,
and that is one of the best elements of the song and a moment of experimentation. That was really fun.
I mean, it's like the lead line, basically.
And the randomizer on the drum fill is really cool. There's a lot of cool.
And the filter, the bit crush into the first chorus.
Yeah, pop technology stuff on this song. A lot of pop stuff. Really, really sick. All right, I'm going to blast season 3 theme song.
All right, folks, there you have it. Season 2 is in the books as well. We still got 2 more episodes of these. We got season 3 and the videos. And I can't wait to break those down. I hope you're having as much fun watching these as I am making them. And I love you. Give us some comments. I'll take constructive criticism and feedback. Do you like this backdrop better than the last one that I did? I don't know. Just having fun here. We'll see you next week, season 3, breaking it down. Rock section. New mic.